Hello and welcome back to the Hollywood Actors Guide to the film and television industry. This is your host, Jennifer Lynn Warren, coming at you from Hollywood, California. Hi everyone. This week I wanted to start off with something pretty serious, and that is your safety and comfort on set. Some actors, I feel like all working actors should know this, but you know, I think it's nice to have somebody else tell you. Your safety is vitally important. If you are doing a scene and you're in water and you feel like you're getting hypothermia, you need to tell somebody. If you feel like a stunt you've been asked to do is not properly rehearsed and you're worried about it, please, you need to tell somebody. Well, who do you tell? There's lots of different people that you can tell. I would go to the director only if that was a last resort. Who I would go to first would be if there's a stunt coordinator involved. That is the first person you talk to. You say to the stunt coordinator, listen, I don't feel safe with this because, and you tell them why. They are there to keep you safe. They're there to design cool shots and to make you look badass in an action sequence. But like 90% of their actual job is actually to keep actors safe. And so they are there to do that. You can talk to the set medic if they are there. Just if you're feeling nervous about something, especially if it is something like hypothermia, be like, I feel like this is starting to happen. Can you keep an eye out for me? Because they are medically trained. And so sometimes it's nice just to have that other person standing by that. And let's face it, set medics are the most bored people on set until something goes wrong. They really have nothing to do but hand out Tylenol and Band-Aids until somebody gets hurt. So they're vitally important, but usually very, very bored. And so if you give them something to do that makes them feel important, they're going to be so happy to do that. So happy. You know, or hey, I'm running in this hot heat and I just feel like my body I'm not able to hydrate fast enough. I just need someone to keep an eye out on me, to pull the shot. And you know, they can do that. They can talk to other people on your behalf. Talk to the first assistant director. And a lot of productions around the world, they're actually the set safety supervisor. They're the reason why when you get together and there is a talk about safety on set, it's usually the first AD who begins the conversation and begins the safety talk about set protocols for the day, especially if there's going to be stunt work or smoke or something dangerous. And in a way, their job is kind of on the line if you get hurt. They're supposed to also help actors from getting hurt. So let the first AD know if something is going on. Barring all of that, if nobody else seems to be listening, and they really should. Everyone takes safety pretty darn seriously. Find a producer, and especially the line producer, because the line producer, you know, they deal with the insurance company. That's what they do. They set up the production with insurance. They use their reputation to get the production insurance. And so they are very invested in keeping you safe on set. So if all else fails, go and find the line producer. And if you feel like something is not going to be safe before you even get to set, please let your agent know. Or if you're being asked to do something that you don't feel like you should be asked to do, let your agent know. And you should have the SAG-AFTRA app downloaded on your phone. Send them a message, send SAG-AFTRA. I mean, obviously it has to be a union project, unfortunately, but if it's a union project, send them a message and they will send somebody out to set pretty darn quickly. You'll be surprised at how fast they can get someone on set, even in remote shooting locations, because SAG knows what's going on at all times everywhere. And if not, they're going to get a phone call right to production and producers from SAG pretty quickly. And the production does not want to make SAG upset. So those are a bunch of tips about your safety, which is so important on set. I apologize if you hear background noise. I had to turn on my air conditioner. It is 108 here in the valley while I am recording this. The difference between a mediocre, see, the heat's getting to me, a mediocre actor and brilliant actors is that mediocre and bad actors have a tendency to copy what they have seen others do on stage and on screen, rather than, as Uta Hagen said, search within your own life experience to bring forth a new human being on stage. Nobody has your life experience. Nobody can play the character the way that you are going to play this character. That's just it. The reason why films and TV go to attach talent and they're like, oh, Anthony Hopkins would be perfect for this role, is because they've come to know Anthony and they know or they have a really good idea of what Anthony is going to be able to bring to the role. They can envision it. But when they lose Anthony Hopkins or he's not interested, they have to reimagine what the role is going to be like. I have worked on pieces in film and in theater where I was hired to direct, and then I had an actor put on me. So it was like, if you want to direct this, this is the actor who's going to play this role. It's all the deal is done. It's the way it's going to be. And suddenly you have to shift how you think about that character being played. And the reason why that actor is attached is because they're going to do something with that character that the writer or producer or whomever the money person is usually knows that they can bring that no other actor is going to be able to bring. Now, sometimes that actor is just bringing money and you hope that they can figure the role out, right? That is a thing sometimes. But what's amazing and what's great if you ever get to sit in a casting room or cast a project or be a reader is to see all the different ways in which actors approach a role. Or even if you can take a casting director workshop where the same sides are given to all the actors, it's always, I think, a lot of fun. Even if you want to do the thing where everyone decides who gets cast in the role, and it's almost unanimous. Everybody always agrees on who gets to play that role. And it has nothing to do with who's the most talented. It's just like that person just embodies that role. They make a unique, interesting human being that everybody in that room just wants to see what happens to that character next. But they may have not have felt that way even about their own performance. They're like, man, I didn't even care what my character is going to do after, but like, I really want to see what so-and-so does with this character afterwards. And so again, it's another point of view of why you need to stop worrying about what the casting director and director wants and figure out what it is that you have to bring to a role. I've been hearing actors lately, and I know one of you listens to my podcast, so I hope that this helps you, talk about not connecting to the material. You think it's trite, you think it's lazy writing, you think it's bad writing. Sometimes that's true, but you have to assume that the writing is excellent and there's something that you are missing. I've been working on a project now, and I've been watching auditions for some actors, and there is a character in which if you only look at his sides, the film doesn't read as a great film. But when you take his sides and you add it to the entire script, then it makes sense and you're like, oh, this is the role that I am playing, and these sides are actually really good sides and they're well written because everything else that's going on in the piece. So always assume that if you get the chance to read the whole script or see the entire TV series, that actually what you've been given is very well written and your character has a very specific role to play. Many times if we don't like the dialogue or we don't like the character and it's by a great writer, Because I'm not talking about student films. I'm not talking about, if you have a project and is written by somebody who's been financed before, or even someone you recognize, you have to know it's you and it's not them. It's not the sides and it's not the character. You are not seeing something with that character. And that's a great opportunity to jump on We Audition and see if somebody else sees the sides differently than you do. I worked with a friend of mine who's an Emmy Award winning actor 3 or 4 weeks ago. He hated these sides that he was given. He hated the character, and he just wasn't seeing it the way that actually I saw it. And I completely changed his mind about the character. I was like, he's not a bad guy. I don't want to give away too many details because the project's not out yet. He's not a bad guy, but this is what's happening in his life, and he's got these pressures, and this is why he's behaving this way. And like it opened it up completely for my friend. And so go get help if you're not connecting with the material, or it's not the type of character you want to play. Then you can play it. See our last segment. Bring your own life experiences to it and play the character the way you want to play it. The way you want to play it. I had an audition recently in which, if I read the sides the way they were written, the audition was about 20 seconds, maybe a minute. I had 2 lines. The other character had 3 lines. Very short. And then I did it the way I wanted to do it. And the audition was almost 3 minutes long. And I didn't add a word of dialogue. So that's the way I wanted to play her. I had business and things that I wanted her to do between the lines, and damn it, I was going to play that role the way I wanted to play her. And so you're in this business because you want to create characters. And so give yourself the permission to start creating. And again, we are sponsored by weaudition.com. Use promo code HAG25, HAG25 for 25% off your membership for life. For life, forever and ever and ever, everybody, forever and ever. They're a great service. There are lots of actors on there to help you with your sides, to help you with the good auditions and the bad, to be readers, to be coaches, or even to be a shoulder to cry on. So that's weaudition.com, promo code HAG25. That's all I have for you guys. Thank you very much for tuning in every week. Again, I promise I will try to get an episode out every week. If I start missing weeks, it's because I'm busy, not because the podcast is canceled. So break a leg out there, everyone, and remember, you are not alone.